Okay, that's good. See what happened there? Brought one up with him. That was pretty amazing, dude. Good work. Good work. Hey, what's magic without a little screaming? What do I care if I have to do the screaming? Whatever it takes, right? Okay. One of the kings went between the two kings. Which is it, the heart or the diamond?
Heart. Diamond.
Why did you say it after I did the move? First one counts. The diamond appears right there. Heart, diamond. There's a first time for everything. It's the first time for everything. So this is called the 4-card revelation sequence, and it's an awful lot of fun, and it's a great chance to start practicing misdirection. And I've gotten an awful lot of good responses from this over the years, so it's a really lovely trick. And you know, let's go through it. Take a black card, a red card, a black card, and a red card. Right? And I'm going to put the heart in between because I imagine Callie was going to say heart before she all of a sudden got real materialistic there right in the middle of the show. And she's, you know, it was all of a sudden she said, hey, I deserve something. So take the third card, and she's like, Take the third card, turn it face up. And this is how we start, is with these 4 on top. Now you can add those on. You can add them on using your decking the top from the paper engine if you want. You can put those 4 inside the card case and do the old place the deck back in the case. Go, hey, wait, there's just one more thing I ought to show you. You can use that if you want. I did something much eviler and more sinister than that because I'm working for a living here. I just left them right there on top of the deck. And I was like, that was called Sexy Sadie Sandwich. And everyone was like, yay, that was awesome. Right? And then sometimes I give the cards a little bit of a shuffle after. Right? And sometimes I don't even do that. I just go, hey, a king. And of course I'm saying, look over there at this point. And as I'm doing that, let me get my face in the frame a little bit as well. As hey, look over there. And as I say, look over there, I'm doing that Robert Houdin break that we already spoke about. I'm just pushing off and getting a break. Just like that, right? I come back here. And what's nice about this trick is that very little actually happens. I just move forward, I snap my fingers, and I pull back, and I get that wonderful change. Now look, all that's going to happen in a minute is that I'm just going to show the cards are in the position that they're already in. So it's a great time for a little bit of surprise, a little bit of time misdirection, which is what this poor ruse and old Ben here was. And it's unfortunate, it's a little bit of an homage to the maestro Tamaris, my personal favorite magician, who, you know, has done this in lectures before, and he did it to me once at a table where he showed me a card, said, remember it, and then he nearly spilled a drink in my face. And I went, ah! And I went, what was the card? I have no idea, Juan. And so it's a little bit of a homage there, because what ends up happening is you push flush. Go ahead, touch that. Ah! So a little bit of a homage, because literally that was the closest thing I can do to a Tamaris impression. Ah! You know, that's about it. And then furthermore, you've just been literally screamed at real hard. Yeah. Which means it would never occur to you that the cards are in the exact same position they were in a second ago regardless, that you just saw a face-down card below this face-up card, right? And so that's kind of what you're relying on to cover it. So it's 1, 2, 3, look at that, look over there. It's always look over here, right? And as that's happening, I'm getting a break. There you go, right there, I got my break. I pick these up, I drop this in my pocket. There's a hole in me pocket. I know, we won't go into it. Yeah. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't got it. And then we say, hey, would you like the heart or the diamond? Heart, diamond. So she changed her mind, which is a lady's prerogative. Now, either way, the trick works just fine. They say heart. I go, heart. And as I'm doing that, I'm literally saying, look over here, and I'm lifting that card out of the way, just like that. Heart. Right? So let's try it again, shall we? And let's just say it was a diamond, which it was, you know. Because it's really a lovely moment when we get that, but it doesn't really change the structure of the trick too much. Heart or diamond?
Diamond.
You were so close. Ah! there it is. And either way, that card appears. So from a structure standpoint, remember, no one ever applauds at the first king, right? You just turn over the first king. So it's really 3 effects or 4, right? You're either producing, so it doesn't really, it's still a complete and cohesive trick in either case, right? So in my experience, unless you perform for a spectator who is bedazzled with jewels covering her entire body, stick with putting the heart second from the top of the deck, and you'll get a really great result with that. If you suspect that this lady is definitely going to say diamonds, go ahead and put that diamond in position, and you'll be getting this probably about 80% of the time. Make sense? Más o menos? That's called the 4-card revelation sequence. Thanks, y'all.
This is for you. We've got some other questions coming in.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to do a trick.
Yeah. So let's see. Are you going into something?
Yeah, I'm doing something.
Let's have you do something you're going into.
I'm going to do a little something for a moment. I'm going to take these kings, and I'm going to place them in my pocket, in my bolsillo. Como camino. Here we go, in my pocket. Watch carefully. Hope everyone can see here. Completely disappear. Right? There they go. Totally. In my pocket. Right? So, thank you. So that's called panic. You guys know panic, right? I don't want to spend too much time on panic. I'm just trying to make a couple different points here about it. And one is that, and if there's any questions about panic, you want to scour those now. If you guys at home have any questions about panic, for those of you that are already doing it or have worked with it before, now is kind of the time to get into that. Because I'm not going to teach panic from scratch. We're not going to spend too much time on it. It's a marketed effect. A lot of people already have it, and there's a whole big DVD of energy devoted to how it works and what makes it play. Basically, it suffices to say you get 4 of these gaff cards, and those gaff cards make a hell of a wonderful illusion, which, you'd be shocked. And you would think you'd have to do it here, but you don't have to do it here. Look at this. It looks just fine anyway. Right? And you press down and make these cards disappear. Just like that. But we look at it as a vanish, but it isn't a vanish. The reason that it works in real performance and the reason that it really amazes people and does so well is because it's not really so much a vanish as it is a transposition, with a vanish nestled directly in the middle of it, right? So I just want to show you as an opener, we'll assume you have a deck of cards in your pocket here, and you have your 4 kings here. Just look at the way, and we're going to show you this in-transit open action that we want to talk about. It's really an important idea. Ascanio wrote about it and spoke about it, and it really makes the world go round. And spend a lot of time working on this in the magic lessons, because it's so important every time you do a piece of sleight of hand. So the 4 kings go in the pocket, and I'm just placing them right there on the deck. And what's happening here is we do the convincer, we do the panic. Now, we make the cards disappear. Now, if we just said, watch these 4 kings and made the deck disappear, the audience would say exactly what they'd say if we put a coin secretly in one hand. Like we did when we were kids, right? It's in your other hand. And the reason you say that when people do a coin trick is because there's no structure to it. It's the same exact problem. So in this case, when we do this, the audience is thinking, not, let me see those cards. What the audience is thinking is, where's the deck? Because we already set it up by putting the